Right, here's another little adventure bike ride, this time with my pal Austin. Hello! And we set off this morning from Farnham. Chris and Sandra looked after us very well. And we're in a wood somewhere. And we're going to ask Austin what he thinks of it so far. What we're actually doing, it's the King Austin Way or something.
The King Alfred Way. It's the King Alfred Way. It's 350 kilometres.
Yep.
And we're doing it in 5 days. So
Yep.
we're taking our time about it, but it's mainly off-road.
Yeah.
Very little road.
Yeah.
So quite suits us.
Cool.
We're on our gravel bikes.
Lovely. Cheers, Austin. See you later.
Bye.
There's Austin. Now, back that way, it's a very steep hill featuring lots of boulders and a 1 in 5 gradient that went on for about 1 kilometre. Now, years ago, Austin would have been hammering it over the brow of this hill, grabbing an old newspaper from a soigneur on the side to pelt down the other side. But these days, now he's given up mindless cycling.
Yeah.
We've just stopped to take a picture of the Devil's Punch Bowl. Nice. Right, here we are, start of day 2. We stayed at the Cricketers Inn last night in a village called Steep, which it was. Austin, what do you think of yesterday and what are your thoughts about today's stage?
It was a fantastic ride. I'm still recovering from cracking on the final climb and Steve just pulling away to take victory. And then having to cycle 1.5 miles to have dinner in the evening, as if we hadn't had enough cycling. But today is really interesting because today we're entering a national park, because for those of you who think all the national parks are up north, you've got something wrong. So we're going South Downs National Park.
Okay.
We're doing sort of what I'd call my home territory. So
Right.
I think I can pick up a lot of points today.
Okay, good luck, man. You'll need it. Austin, tell me again about Bern. She's a member of some organisation.
Oh yeah, she's been a member of the National Front for ages, and she's always liked the National Trust because it's just it does wonderful things looking after the countryside, and we are in the middle of a National Trust place.
Keeping rich people's houses afloat. Yeah. That's Austin on the way up what he calls Busted Hill, or Bastard Hill or something. Who is this loony? He seems to be going from side to side. It's A.B. Reid of Coventry. Austin, good job. We're at the top of Bastard Hill. What do you do?
Well, I cycled all the way up without stopping.
Yes.
Which is more than Simon Richardson, the ex-pro rider, did
Yes.
when riding this.
Yes.
And
So it's just a fan going past. Right?
Yeah, wow, that was tough. Digging deep, but
You made it, man. Well, good job. This channel.
that's the Sol. That's the Sol of the water there.
Solent.
The Solent, yeah.
Yeah.
Solent. And the channel.
Eastbourne.
There, the English channel.
French small boats. I can see them coming towards us now. Austin, what was your highlight from yesterday's stage, and what do you look forward to today?
Well, the highlight is always actually arriving at the hotel. That's the #1 highlight.
Yeah.
In one piece.
Yeah.
And but also the other highlight was cycling up Butts or Bastard Hill.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out, aren't I? Okay.
Today,
Yeah.
we're looking forward to it. It's the longest day, so we're really looking forward to getting to the hotel tonight.
Yeah.
And we're going across Salisbury Plain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Watch out for the army.
Yeah. Great
Okay.
company.
And here he comes, the Lion of Flanders. Day 3, we're about halfway through the ride, just on the northeast of Salisbury, and this behind me is Old Sarum Castle. So it's an old fort built on the top of the hill, and there's a massive moat down here to defend it. And in the distance is Salisbury, and probably there is Salisbury Cathedral, famous for its Russian visitors most recently. We're off to find some lunch. Every day is a school day, sorry, university day now that I'm with Austin, and over there in the distance, you need to zoom in about 100 times, is Stonehenge, a pile of rocks which were dug up in West Wales and dragged over to make a stone circle. Austin, day 4. What one piece of advice would you give to somebody else who was thinking of doing this King Alfred Way?
Allow at least 5 days, and probably 6, because it's mainly off-road, at least 80%, and therefore you need to double the distance to get the equivalent of the road, riding on the road.
What? Okay. These are some different universe of physics laws applying.
Yeah, so if you're riding 80k here on the circuit, if you rode on the road, you could ride 160k using the same amount of energy.
So it's energy, it's not distance.
It's not energy, it's energy.
I thought I have to ring up Brian Cox for a minute there.
No.
Right, straight ahead, you can see a red flag flying. That means do not go there or you'll be shot by huge, massive tanks. That's Salisbury Plain. And if I spin around, this is the morning of day 4, by the way. It's nice, quite warm, and that's where we're going. We're heading up towards Wantage, where we're staying tonight. And this is cycling genius AB Reid of Coventry. What did you think of yesterday? What was your favourite bit from yesterday?
Favourite bit, well, as usual, was actually getting to the pub in the evening. Because with 10k to go, it looked like that was might not happen. And Steve would have to deploy the gun that he carries that I've given him.
To put you out of your misery.
But actually, we went past Stonehenge. Well, Steve struggled to see it because he had never seen it, so he couldn't see the small dot on the horizon.
It's true.
And but we had, before then, it was really up and down, really good off-road routes.
Yeah.
It was, another classic day. I mean, it's just a brilliant trail, and we're only an hour from London.
By helicopter, yeah. Just tell me, last night, Austin, you talked about your SAS mode. Can you explain what that is?
It's a button that gets flicked when you cease. You go from mindful cycling into mindless cycling in order to survive, and you just focus on getting to the end. And you're not interested in the scenery, the company, the bike, anything. You're just getting to the end.
You're just driven by that image of that foaming pint in the pub waiting for you.
Indeed.
Very good. Well, let's see if we can do that again today. Now that's the end of a wake-up toboggan run that comes down onto quite a typical gravel track with AB Reed of Coventry modelling the latest outfit from Rafa, and in the background you can probably hear heavy artillery fire. Machine gun fire. It's the first, for me anyway, I don't think I've ever ridden my bike under the enemy, or British attack in fact. There you go, friendly fire. Now a lot of King Alfred Way is put together passing historical sites. Obviously we've been to Old Sarum Castle near Salisbury, and behind me are two rocks, one's called Adam and one's called Eve, and they were placed there 4,500 years ago. Normally Austin and I just hammering past things like this, but I'm exhausted today, so I've stopped for a breather, and that's your bit of history lesson for today. You know those Adam and Eve stones I was telling you about? Well, this is where they lead to. There's a whole avenue of stones that brings up to the henge at Avebury, which is part of the World Heritage Site, because it includes one of the largest stone circles in the world. And there's lots of tourists here, and you can see the stones on the back of behind me. And if I do the complete round, you get some idea what it's like. And in the background is the Red Lion pub, and that's where Austin is, having a cup of coffee. Right, we're on the Ridgeway, and we're going to go up a little incline up to Barbary Castle Park. And see up on the right hand side, between two little bushes, that's the point. And here's Austin. He thinks he's going to get all the way up this hill without putting his foot down. In fact, he's going to break the all-time 3-minute power output for Oxted. Off you go, Austin. And there he goes. Out into the wide blue yonder. See you at the top. Cheers. He's gone. Now we're staying in a really nice gastro pub tonight, and Austin's downstairs in the bar getting a pint of beer. I'm expecting him back any second, so I'll have to be quick. Tonight's the last night we're going to have a meal together, and the thing about Austin is that if you leave any gap in the conversation, he will fill it with one of his lectures, really. And I'm going to show you just in a second some of the topics that we've been discussing this week. What did you think? Well, for most of those, I have no idea what they are, and I've had to go away and look at them afterwards. But for some of the topics that I do know something about, he does talk a bit of BS, which makes me think, should I really bother trying to understand what he's talking about from all the other stuff? Well, that's what. We stayed at a fantastic gastro pub last night called the Greyhound Inn. Great food. Not so sure about the company. And today we're woken up to a steady drizzle, and the forecast is rain all day today. So we're all kitted out in our wet gear, and fingers crossed it doesn't get too heavy or too muddy under the tyres, and we're trucking on today towards Farnham, where we're going to stop. Morning, Austin.
Morning, Steve.
This is our final day, day 5 of our tour of King Alfred Way. You've obviously done an extra day. You had a prologue day.
Yeah.
What are your overall reflections and what do you think about today?
Overall, I think the ride is much harder than I expected it to be.
Okay.
Yeah, 80% off-road is tough.
Yeah. Look out for White Van Man coming to get you. I'll edit that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, overall reflection, fantastic route.
Yes.
Just amazing route.
Yeah.
Hugely variable terrain.
Yes.
Obviously, the masses of climbing. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, 3,500 meters of off-road climbing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Overall, yeah, got that.
So and but yeah, through fantastic countryside.
Yeah.
Yesterday we went along the Ridgeway. We're doing
Yep.
a little bit of it today, but
Yes.
most of it we did yesterday, and that was fantastic.
Cool.
And we came across these stones that I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
That actually made
Gallstones and kidney stones.
they made Stonehenge look slightly pedestrian.
Yeah, pathetic really.
Yeah. So that was pretty amazing.
Okay.
And then we just stayed in the pub for the Metropolitan Leap, and they're out visiting the countryside. And
You're home from home.
yeah, so I was home from home, and yeah, fantastic gastro pub.
Good. Keep it short.
Even if they did forget to lock up the bikes.
That is true. Okay, one last question. Just talk us through the sprint for the town sign last night.
The sprint for the town sign. Steve, I know because I get up so frequently, I've been blood doping the night before, and
Yeah.
and basically he then took me on the sign into the final village, even
Yeah.
though I tried to use another form of cheating to win, but he just hunted me down.
I.e. setting off before we said go.
But he hunted me down like a dog and then beat me on the line.
And the 2-arm salute was all we're waiting for. There you go. Here is the podium presentation for the best falling off. Winner, Austin B. Reid! Hooray!